Obtaining a Costco membership is peak British adulting. You truly feel like you've made it. Cheap fuel, mega packs of cookies, what more could you want? Swedish meatballs! What? Did you hear that? Someone said Swedish meatballs. Well, lucky for you, a brand new IKEA and Costco have been granted planning permission in our brand new retail park. Now we're living the dream. Yeah, you've heard that right. In this video we're going to design a brand new retail park with a couple of big name brands in there. We'll do our best to keep it as British as the game allows. So let's dive into Kingsmere. Welcome to Kingsmere, a UK inspired town with a sprinkle of my own creativity. If you enjoy my content, feel free to subscribe, but let's jump into the video. So yes, welcome back. If you've been here before, if you're new, then welcome to the channel. This is Kingsmere, our lovely UK inspired town, as you can see. Looking pretty cool. It's actually quite large now. Looking at the size of it, it's getting pretty dense, not gonna lie, but I love it. I really like it. I love how it's come along. It's taken a long time to get to this, but we are here and winning. But in this video, I did make a short members only video where I kind of just messed around with this new IKEA just to see whether I liked it fit in and stuff like that. And the kind of same with this small little kind of service station services where you got a few trucks parked up, a little KFC drive-through. Obviously you've got a Tesla, a couple of green cars actually. You've got a Mustang Mach-E and a little Tesla in the drive-through, and then a few abnormal load lorries. But yeah, that's not the point. But that's what I kind of messed around with in a kind of short members only video where I was just trialing things. But funnily enough, on that day, a brand new big box pack with loads of new retail shops was released, and I kind of want to use them, you know. I kind of want to use them. So what I might do is destroy what we built and build a brand new retail park. I think that'd be quite cool. It's a good sort of area for it in here. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to get rid of all of this and then kind of go from there. But just to give you a brief idea, I'll show you a few of the assets. Obviously we've got this Costco one, which looks fantastic, and I can't wait to put that in. That is going to be so cool. This is the new IKEA, which is very detailed and quite handsome if you ask me. I can't wait to gobble on those meatballs. Don't clip that. Whole Foods Market. I'm not sure if this is a British one. I certainly haven't come across it in Britain myself, but nevertheless it probably could fit into our retail park because all of these are sort of the same sort of vibe. Looks pretty cool. I have a feeling this might be slightly more American than British, but still, nevertheless, most of them would fit in pretty well. Got a smaller McDonald's, which I think is the Korean McDonald's, not related to this pack. And yeah, that's kind of it really. We do have a little Domino's as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, but we'll see how we get on. But there's the Domino's should you wish to look at the Domino. Obviously the new update, the new patch came, so this is a bit skew-if, so I've got to press B to bulldoze now, and this is going to be a bit of a mission. So obviously I can get rid of that really quickly and efficiently. Get rid of this pretty well, but I actually put loads of props, car props, down here, so I'm going to have to try and get rid of those as well, which is going to be a bit of a problem, but we'll see. There's so many, I didn't realise I placed that many down. That is a little bit annoying, but yes, I will delete them and go from there. I hate to say it, but I feel like this is going to have to go as well. I really don't want to, but I think we're just going to have to do it. It's a shame, but I'd quite like to have as much space as possible. So I'm just going to have to just kind of bite the bullet and get rid of all of these things really. Which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. So I'm going to plough my way through those and just delete everything that was here. Which is very sad because I quite like that little service station, but we can always add another one back in once we have a little bit more space. So yeah, all is well, not the end of the world. We'll just do this and then we should be ready to start planning out our brand new and improved kind of retail park area. But as you can see, there's a lot of surfaces and things like that within this area, which is quite annoying to delete. Now, first things first, I'm trying to look for an entrance to the retail park, and I'm trying to think of somewhere good where this could go. To be honest with you, this is probably an alright place because then it eases the traffic turning as well. There's also this option here, and then there's also the option of just pulling out that roundabout there. To be honest with you, I think either here or here. This one's probably my preferred, or is it? I feel like this one might be my preferred. So let's just have a little look. That'll slightly overlap into Lidl, as you can see. Small roundabout is a bit meh. That's a medium. What about a large? A large would certainly do some damage, wouldn't it? So I'm just trying to think about how we can potentially like get that in. So let's just say, for example, we wanted it like this. A little roundabout, plenty of ways in and out. The only issue we have is our little protruding. Can we fix that with a bit of move it? Kind of. We can kind of help a little bit. Because if we were to get rid of the fencing here and then gobble up a couple of these trees, that kind of opens up a little bit better. We just kind of got to pray that that doesn't cause any more problems, if you know what I mean. And then what ideally I wanted was going to be two of these coming out of the roundabout. So like one going in and then, for example, one going out. Kind of like that. As kind of like the main entrance to the retail park. I mean, to be honest, that's not actually too bad. Just so that we kind of keep the flow going, if you know what I mean. Flow going. We might even have to double lane it so that people can not queue up for hours, because they probably will. Another important part for me for this retail park is running this quay all the way so that it can kind of connect up into the retail park. So I might just start to bring that out ever so slightly, just to create that connection kind of early doors, so that we have it ready for when we need to hook it up. So let's go out to here, and then we probably just want to curve that slightly like that, and then probably just somewhere like there. Oh, autosave. I forgot how frequent the autosaves are now with these updates. And I think probably what we'll do is we'll just hook that up to about there. But then we want to kind of run that back onto normality. So finish the key there, because we don't want it running by the prison really. And that will probably just help us with our connections further down the line. Okay, good. I'm just kind of working on a plan of action at the moment. It's all going to look very clunky until we kind of get it right. So we've got an entrance which is 2 lanes to go out, so you can go either way without clogging up too much traffic. But to be honest with you, it's not going to help that much. And if you've ever been to like a Costco during peak time, then just expect to sit in traffic anyway. So I don't know why you're moaning. But anyway, we want to somewhat use this little crossover bit here. We want to kind of, yeah, it's a little bit funky, isn't it? A little bit funky. We kind of want that to be a bit of a 2-laner somehow, going through the middle. I can't really explain it without just kind of doing it, so that they can come out of there and then they can go back in. Then we'd want to upgrade this little connection here. What if we do turn on snapping? Will that keep it in line? It will. And then we try our best to just draw that out as well. And I think that probably makes a little bit more sense than what we were initially doing. Because then this can lead to, well, we could have something here, maybe petrol, fast food, whatever, and then similar sort of this side. This road will branch around into some sort of car park area and have a few of the retail shops kind of along that edge, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, it's just going to be a little bit of a tricky one, but we'll do our absolute best to make it right. So let's say we want that to go kind of round and be utilised for the IKEA. I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. I'm not using any sort of plan or any inspiration from the real world. This is just me being me, which is never a good idea. No. If I want to fit something in here, I actually need a bit more space. So what I might do is put what I need to put in here and then figure out where this road's going to go, because it is going to be a little bit tight on space unless we just do that, which actually doesn't look too bad at all. And then we can fit something in here, whether that's fast food or petrol. I'm thinking petrol is probably better vibes for here, because you can come straight in, drop into the petrol station, go back around and straight out, if that's just why you're here. So maybe we'll try and find some delightful petroleum, and we will see how we're going to add that in. Okay, so we need it to be quite big. That's probably the biggest sort of petrol station we can get. So I'm wondering, what if we doubled it up? I don't think there's going to be enough room to double it up. Even if I went like this and like this, it's going to be a little bit too big. Unless we use multiple smaller ones, this sort of size, and kind of stack them along this, or maybe we should stack them along here, but then we won't have the road connection unless we can put an invisible road through here like that. The answer is no, actually. So what's the blue path then? I'm not all clued up with these. Oh, is that the invisible car path? Right, just give me a minute while I mess around and see if I can get this to work. Come on, clear off. I'm just trying to implement a small KFC in here as well, and I'll show you what I've done at the moment, but I'm just trying to put a few barriers down so that people decide to not smash up the KFC, because that would be ideal if they just left it as it was. So I'm just putting a few little barriers down, nothing too crazy at all. Nothing really curves inwards though, does it? Which kind of makes sense for a crash barrier, to be honest, but is what it is. So I'm just trying to kind of do a small section of crash barrier just here, just to avoid any problems for our lovely people enjoying their succulent fried chicken. It's not the perfect crash barrier in the world, but it's better than having people come through your window, park the car in your face when you're smashing out some chicken wings. So here's what it is. So I'm going to try and fill this area with a little bit of concrete, similar to what we've already got. We could do that like this, and then we'll just drag out the rest of the surfaces as required, and we'll just put a very small little kind of car park. Very small kind of car park just within that section, just to pretend that this actually functions, because the asset, I like it, but it just doesn't really like work very well because it's just that on its own. So we'll just pretend that this is like a very small Kfsr, okay? That was KFC that I just said, but as a weird person, so FYI, if you didn't know what I was going on about. So we're just going to put a few parking little spaces in here, just your basic small parking spaces, and hopefully that should pretend like people can come in and just park up and smash out a bit of chicken and continue on their journey. So we'll just do that there. It's very small, and we'll just grab about 3 of these just there. Nothing too cray. Okay, to be honest, that's probably about it, all you can really do, because there's not much that we can kind of work with here, because it's such a small area, and we just kind of want a basic little KFC, nothing too mental. So maybe we could have this little bit as the drive-through, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we could use that as a drive-through. We can pretend that that's like the world's smallest drive-through, the smallest one you've ever seen in your entire life. You just pull in, park it there, and then drive straight back out. Pull the old biller here, heads down, boys, heads down, and that should be sufficient. So I'm just going to find a few little props or whatever. Oh, that's good. That's a great update for the sculptures. They've put them all in their own section. That's awesome. I approve of that update. That's awesome. I didn't even know that was a thing. But I'm just going to... Sorry, I'm just losing my train of thought. I'm going to try to make this a little bit better. Why is there... just pretend. Because I can delete the lamppost, but it spawns back. Which is annoying. I had already deleted it, but as you can see, it's returned. So a little bit like that for the quick drive-through section. I will probably maybe put a small wall down the back here, just like that, just for the back of the drive-through, not the drive-through, the car park. I might just do a very small wall just here. I might even branch that out to here, and then we'll just link that up with a lower sized wall, just like that. It's not the greatest wall you'll ever see in your entire life, but if I was a brickie, that's probably the standard that I would do it at, so do not hire me. And then we'll whack that in there, just to kind of block that off a little bit, and we'll just adjust it slightly. Question is, what am I actually moving here? Okay, I am moving the wall. That's great news. That's a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it's a little bit better. And then we probably are worth doing the same thing just along here. So a little bit of this. It's going to be quite tight to get into KFC, I'm not going to lie, but it'll be worth the wait, because I've heard that these chefs are top notch. Oh, I'm full of it. I'm full of it. So we've also got a small little Domino's here at the entrance, which I'm just going to drag out his pathway here, just over to the road, just like that. And I might even pull that out and do the same just with that, so it kind of looks nice and complete. That's not flat, is it? Why is it not flat? Don't know. And can I have... I just want you, and I want to just continue you on to the end here as well. Just like that. I mean, it's not flat at all, is it? But it's better than not having it. And then we've got a little Domino's, a little KFC, obviously the big man IKEA. So you can all gobble those balls up, those Swedish meatballs, of course, nothing else, just Swedish meatballs. Good. And then, do we have an invisible road that we can just branch that out? Yes, we do. Can we please allow you in here? Is that a one-way? One-way, one visible car path. That'll do. Is that going to hook up to anything, or is that just going to... I'm not convinced that's actually going to work, but we've tried. Okay, so retail park is starting. That IKEA asset is really good. Really, really good. Nice to look at. Anyway, next. Okay, so I found a nice little corner slot for our Costco, which I think looks really nice. Oh, Royal Mail are delivering. Hopefully it's birthday cards. But sorry, Costco. Yes, that's quite a nice little slot for it. Nice corner space so that you can kind of see it on the way in, which is really good. And we've got this nice little space here as well, which I want to try and flatten out so that I can put a bit of a car park here. So we're gonna just flatten that out as kind of best we can. And we'll get rid of that road for the moment and just continue with our endeavours and flatten that out somewhat a little bit better, make it nice and tight up to the prison line, just like that. That'll do. And I think this car park should, yeah, that should fit pretty swimmingly in there, just like that as well. So we can double up on those spaces, bring that road out to connect that up there. That looks pretty sweet. That's a decent little parking area, I'd say. And then we could probably fill out a little bit of parking just out the back of Costco as well, because it's going to get busy bees. So I'm wondering if we can fit, so we can definitely fit that in. Are there any alternatives? There's this one. It's probably about the max, isn't it? That's probably about the size that we probably peak at, isn't it? So we can either do another one of these or another one of these. Let's see what that looks like. Autosave. I think that's all right, to be honest. That's not too bad. And what I might do is I might just drag our surface and just like connect it up here, just to fill in these gaps so it's not a random strip of green. Which is controversial, I know, and I'll get shouted at in the comments. I'm used to it by now, don't worry. But we're just gonna move that over like that. I feel like it kind of fits better. Feels like more of one with that. Okay, that's coming along. Looking better with our Costco. Obviously we're going to have to think about what we're going to do with all this space and stuff. I think the most likely thing for at least backing onto the prison, again, you're going to shout at me, but it's alright, don't tell anyone. I'm just going to put a few trees out the back just to kind of hide the fact that there is a maximum security prison just chilling right next to all your very vulnerable cars that might get stolen while you're shopping in Costco for your mega pack of brownies or whatever you're doing. So we'll just put a few of those down there, and then just a few of those just out the back here. It kind of feels a little bit more secluded like that, doesn't it, really? That's not too bad at all. Okay, that's coming along a little bit. We need to obviously figure out what we're going to do with these spaces as well, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, so a couple more updates that we've got. So we've actually basically double laned all of the way in and way out. Just given the amount of turns and stuff off it, it's probably easier to have 2 lanes just running the whole way, which lead up to this little roundabout here, which branches off, go straight onwards, as you can see, or you can go left towards Costco if you don't take this turning. Then we have the home depot. It's kind of a little bit American, but you can kind of imagine this is home base or something like that, or a B&M with a little garden centre on the outside and lots of home sort of stuff, or maybe even a B&Q or something like that, or autosave. So that's a cool little store. I thought about what to put in the middle of here, but I didn't really get very far because it all kind of bugged out a little bit. So we'll figure that out a little bit later. But I might have to change that tree as well, because that's an older tree, which is not an older, it might be an older, but either way, that tree sucks. In simple terms. So we'll put a lovely looking leafy tree. Rah, rah, rah. Thank you very much. Why are you doing that, mate? Oh man, don't do this to me. Oh, disco. What was that? A disco? What's going on? What was that? Oh my goodness. But at least I got rid of the gap. I don't know what happened there, but that was a proper party. So yeah, nice little home depot there. And then alongside here, there are a few more ones. So we've got a Barnes and Noble. I don't actually know what that is, so I'm sorry that you're probably going to laugh at me because I'm not educated. So we've done the IKEA, done the Costco, done the Home Depot. Whole Foods Market could fit here, same as the Barnes Noble. So we might as well just put that there, and then that kind of next to it there. All very nice looking stores, by the way. What fantastic assets. Absolutely beautiful. It doesn't look like you need any road connections here either, which is really helpful for us because we want to use this space for a double laned cycle path to connect into the quays. Oui, pass a key. Something like that. Obviously not. I don't even know why I thought that was going to be the right thing to do. Oh man, let's just do it normally, shall we? I don't know why this is suddenly elevated either, or have a problem with the old ting-a-ling-ling. I can't remember what it's called. Problem. Maybe it's just going to have to be one of those. No, it's not, because that is disgusting. I don't know why that's doing that. Is there something wrong with the... Not really sure why that's doing that, to be honest with you. I think it's because this is higher than these, potentially. Well, that's clearly not right. So... if I do that, is that now gonna... No, it's still floating, which is really annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. All of this is floating. And that needs a side entrance now, it's decided. I don't know what's going on here. I'm not sure. Slightly confused. That now needs a road entrance, so whatever was going to go here is kind of all gone to rubbish. So we'll pop that in there. We'll straighten that out actually. Make it nice and pretty. Bring that all the way to here. We might end up having to actually run this road around the back anyway, because I have no doubts that they might need road connections as well. So I'll just pop these through just so that we have it like that. At least then they've got road connections, which is good. Are we looking at the back? Not too bad. So I think we're just gonna have to connect this up a slightly different way and go from there. But this is going to be a mega retail park, and I'm kind of buzzing for it, you know. Kind of buzzing. And look, all the Royal Mail lorries coming in. What are you doing? This is awesome. I love this game sometimes. Sometimes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are old enough to remember Blockbuster Video going in the UK and renting your DVDs or CDs, your Blu-rays, all of that good stuff, then wow, you'll know that we are currently peak living. We have our very own Blockbuster Video store in the retail park, which is awesome. So awesome. I also added a Target. Yeah, you don't have Targets in the UK, or at least not that I know of. However, it kind of fits the theme pretty well in for the retail park, so it's there, and it's there to stay for the time being. So no dramas at all. I've gone for these parking areas, car parks, just because they fit the same theme of these, and they kind of fit pretty well in my opinion. There's also a chance for us to allow people to walk across the road, as you can see. So yeah, we'll probably keep that as is, but I also might have to get rid of the keys on that side and just widen the... oh, because that's highway, isn't it? Do I have to upgrade it to a 4-lane road to kind of allow the pedestrians? Probably. Maybe just like that. It's not a biggie, is it? It doesn't make a massive difference, but it means that people can walk from one side to the other. So I would say that it probably is worth just doing that, because it just gives pedestrian access across here much better, and maybe we can potentially whack ourselves in maybe a pedestrian footbridge or similar. If we can find one, something like that can potentially go across somewhere. I feel like that would be the ideal spot, but it bears its own issues, doesn't it? Because that would be quite a good slot, but obviously we're right in the middle of the road there. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one to kind of squeeze one of those in. I mean, that could somewhat work. But do we want it there? Let's place it and see what happens. It's not quite right. I'm going to give it a miss for the time being. Just for the time being. I'm going to cross that bridge. Pun not intended when we get to it. We also need to get rid of all of these trees because we're not in Florida. We're in the United Kingdom. We'll just replace that with some less appealing trees. Maybe some nice leafy trees, actually. That'd be nice. We like a leafy tree. Not too many, because I want my game to still work, because I think these tank your performance, don't they? So I'll just do a couple of those over there. Good. And now we've got a lot of space to fill. But, I mean, you call that a retail park? That's massive. Absolutely huge. I think it's going to be quite cool as well once we complete it. I know it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You're going to say, you got too much parking, blah, 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 blah. If I don't like the parking once we complete it, then I'll change it. Simple as that. So no dramas at all. So I'm just working my way through trying to potentially build another kind of lorry park area within our retail park. Because obviously we destroyed one of them. The one that we built on the members stream. We destroyed that. So I'm just going to try and potentially look at replacing it slightly. Nothing too crazy, but just having somewhere for all of the heavies to park up overnight with a decent sort of capacity, because it will get busy in this section. This is like the first kind of stop as you enter Kingsmere from the London direction, so it's worth us trying to create a nice bit of space or whatever for that sort of idea. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just going to place normal car parking. This is essentially kind of like a little services that I'm making right now. So kind of a little services with facilities like toilets and stuff to grab coffee. Nothing too crazy, because as you'll see in a minute, there's plenty of food to go around. So that's what I'm kind of going with at the moment. So I'm doing it in this area here. I'm probably going to move these spaces, but as you can see, the retail park is pretty wham now. It's got a Mackey's, we've got a Starbucks, Wendy's, Domino's over there. Nice little bus station here. Domino's, KFC, petrol stations. Lots of stuff going on. We've kind of filled in a few gaps out the back here as well, connected up the psychopath. It's looking rather hench. It's looking pretty cool. Proper retail park, like quite massive, which is awesome to see. What I might do is actually just pick up all of these decals just for a minute, because they're not exactly how I'd like them to be at the moment. So we're just going to pick them up, and we're just going to continue with kind of what we're doing, work our way through here, and see if we could potentially get together some sort of service station area. That's what we kind of want. I have a few bike spots out the side, which is good. We could do with a couple arrows that kind of, which way do they want to come in? So they come in here, probably go in. Well, we'll just do this as the out section. We might as well have that as a turn left only, because there's not really anything to turn into, is there? Where's the just standard? Ah, there we go. That'll do. That's good to me. And then that'll be an entrance there, so that can go like that. And what I might do is just add another small strip of parking just alongside there. Probably about there will do, I reckon. That's probably alright. Nothing too crazy. We'll just move over slightly to about here. Looks good to me. And then I might whack something like that here. I want this to be a service parking space only. Maybe like that, or something like that. So like for your highways officers or your ambulance or whatever that need to stop in and grab a bit of food, they have their designated spaces just here that nobody else can use, so they can just drive straight in, park in those spaces and then come back out, which is a decent sort of idea, I think. So that will be kind of the little services building, right? I might actually add a very small petrol station. I might see if we can... what would it be called? Gas station, because we're very much not British at the moment. We've got that one. That's EU. We need something decent sort of size. I mean, that's absolutely mega. That's quite a big boy. Perhaps something like that might be able to do it. Then I don't know if that's big enough for our heavies to get in. Is there any others? That's quite large. I think that's probably going to be our best bet, this one. Because I think you can get a few lorries in that as well. So what we'll do is we'll pop that about here. Oh, we need to move it forward slightly, just like that. And then that should be big enough for our lorries. I might copy that. I'll just put that there, just so that they look similar. But I also might copy that and put that there, so that they're the same sort of building. And there's a little kind of petrol station here. I'm pretty sure you'd fit a lorry through there, that's no dramas at all. And then we can use like this space here for the actual lorry parking or something like that. I think that'll be alright. If we just had a few sidewards spaces kind of along here for people that are just using the petrol station, maybe. Just add a couple of those along there. Something like that. Nothing too crazy, just a few of those bad boys. So you have a few little sideward spaces there. Seems pretty good to me. That's going to be too much, I think. And we'll have that in front of this garage. Don't want anybody parking there. Okay. I wonder if there's any sort of like petrol station assets or something. I think we could probably fit another parking space here and then also have this as another way in. I know I'm like going way overboard on adding things to this, but why not? Why not? Let's just use a small one. Add that to about here. And then grab an arrow. Put that way. And then have an arrow going in here for the petrol. Good, and then probably have the arrow going out, following on from the petrol. Maybe one there. And we kind of want probably that, just so then the lorries can continue, and that would be cool. Right, we are getting there. We're making it a little bit better, but slow progress is better than no progress. So annoyingly, something has come up, which means I can't finish this video right this second. However, I will touch it up off camera when I get a chance. But nevertheless, our retail park looks awesome. We've got an IKEA, we've got Costco, Domino's, Wendy's, Mackie D's, this truck park which will be finished, just not right now. Tesco trailer going in there at the minute, which is quite cool. Loads of awesome things here. I'm really liking the way that this is coming together. It's not finished. I'll need to take the time to finish it a little while later. Just can't right now because something's come up. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm quite happy with it. We've got lots of people using it as well, which is great. People going into Home Depot and getting whatever they're getting, like compost or whatever you do. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, that's a bookseller, Barnes and Noble. Didn't realise that. But nevertheless, I like the way that this retail park has come along. I think it's fantastic. Really happy with it. Yes. I know we're probably going to get mixed feedback about these car parks. So let me know what you think and we'll kind of go from there. But nevertheless, I think it's good progress and a nice little addition to our area. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you very, very, very much. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Good night.